Welcome to Renewed and Radiant Podcast. This is where we have the real and raw conversations. So if you're ready to rise into the woman you were created to be, you're in the right place. And together, we can design a life you love. All right. So thank you for being here, Melanie. This is going to be so good. I'm looking forward to this conversation. I know that you have wisdom for us and you're about setting goals. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I want to hear I know you have an interesting story. So will you please share some of your story with us of what got you to Melanie L Counseling to where you are today?
Yes, so years ago, I got my degree in counseling, went through all the traditional routes, and thought that, okay, I've arrived at where I want to arrive. I've had wonderful opportunities in ministry. My dad was a preacher, so I've always been around ministries. I worked with women from domestic violence, homeless shelters, all kinds of wonderful things. I had incorporated all the traditional things you're taught in school, all the different, this theory and that theory, until I went through a severe trauma of my own. About 8 years ago, I went through, I won't get in the weeds of it all, but it was a very, very traumatic event that happened in my personal life. As a counselor already, I thought I could fix it. I thought, okay, well, I have all these tools and all these resources and all this support, so I should be able to get through this. And what I learned the hard way was I could not do it on my own. And I was at the time going through a chaplaincy residency. So hospice chaplain is one of the things I've done in the past. And part of that program was you had to go through therapy. So I picked a wonderful Christian counselor therapist, and we met, and I realized that program didn't quite work. There wasn't anything wrong with her. She was well seasoned. She was trained. Just she wasn't mixing the science with the scripture. She was leaning more on the scripture side, which was wonderful. Then I tried another therapist that was non-Christian, more traditional, and then they went on the pendulum side. So then it's like, okay, now we're all science and theory. So in this journey, I did get to heal, but I also learned that from what I could gather, there wasn't a program that said, look, God made science. It's not scary. It's not taken away from him. It's just simply a human way of understanding what God had already done. And it's beautiful. So I made a program that brought both together. The scripture in a way that I tailor it to person. Some people want it more to feel like a journaling. Some people want it to feel more like a Bible study. Either way, process comes out about the same. But I always put in there the science of it all. Why?
I
Why
love that, Melanie.
Thank you. Why are we feeling this way? Why is my nervous system fried? Why can't I put two thoughts together? And to me, if I can understand the science and the why, then I can wrap my mind around it on the healing process of it all.
Yes, my mind works the same. I love that. It's so true. I feel like we need to know the why behind it for it to really stick and really to resonate with us. I love that you took that what you needed and put it together and used your training, your wisdom, your knowledge to create something that what you needed you couldn't find. So good. So good. Okay, keep going. So you created the program, then what's happened since then?
So it had been a learning shift. I went from brick and mortar and the more traditional to bringing it online. So now I meet with my ladies virtually, which has been beautiful. I have gotten to work with women literally all over, from the UK to all over the United States. It has been such a blessing. I put together a 6-week video program that has a workbook with it, along with working one-on-one. Of course, my favorite is always one-on-one. But for some people, that's intimidating or whatever their hang up was. So I didn't want that to be a stopping point for people. So I just really over the past years just refined and refined the program to really meet ladies where they were. And the ladies I've worked with have become more of my tribe and my support. And I have a beautiful group that have forced me really to add on and go to different phases. They're like, okay, this is great, but I want to keep working with you. So now what's next? And then early on, I was like, next, I have a 6-week program. That was another part. I didn't like the traditional go to your therapist for the rest of your life model.
Come on. Am I ever with you on that? I have so many ladies come into my program and I coach on nutrition. Yeah, we work on mindset, but our focus mostly is on the physical. And I've had too many ladies come to me and say, "I've been going to therapy for whatever 20, 30, 40 years, still going every week, and they feel like they get more in a couple weeks out of our program because we actually work on shifting the mindset and actually making the changes. Not that there's anything wrong with therapy, but yes, I am with you. Let's get in there, let's heal, and
Yes.
let's not have to rely on that for the rest of our lives.
Yes. And at first, I'll admit, when I came over to learning more about the coaching style, I was a little, uh, I guess, hesitant only in the sense that, like, well, I have all this training and this degree and all da 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 da. Then I realized, you know what? But I really like this system. I really want to say, give me 6 weeks. Here's the bottom line. Here's our goal. And if we want to do more, great. But just at least let's commit to that because I can personally wrap my mind around that. And then, like you said, then you have an outcome and they're making transformations that they just didn't in the past. And I can't think of a single lady that's come to me that hasn't already been through all the other stuff. And they're like, okay, nothing worked, but I'll give you a chance, please. And then we make changes, like you said, because there's actual concrete goals that they can see. Like, oh, I see that I made that change versus just, again, there's nothing wrong with the traditional. It's whatever works for people. It just didn't work for me. And it made me more anxious. And I had already come through something that made me very anxious. The whole reason I was going to this person was to relieve the anxiety, not to make more. And when you can't tell me how long I have to come, yeah, I don't like that.
I absolutely agree with that. So good. I love the model that you use. And I think that's why it's so powerful and so effective as well, because you have it set up in a way that makes it so that they are achieving what they desire to achieve. And it's not like a forever kind of thing. Like I can see that I'm getting to where I want to be. I'm growing. I'm making the changes that I need to.
Definitely, definitely. And then, like I said, if we didn't really get to the heart of the problem, because I always tell people we're like onions, we're going to start pulling those layers off. And unfortunately, your actual problem is not what you first bring to me. That's just the nature of the game. I'm sure you've run into that in your working with people. We're all like that. We never actually come to the table with our deepest, darkest thing that's holding us back. We have to get there. And we don't know that. We don't do it on purpose. It happens. So if we haven't quite gotten to the heart of it all, then we can do another 6 weeks. Like we had already said, I just don't want to do it forever.
I love that. That is so good. So, I mean, some of the takeaways already are recognizing the power of a coach and having someone that you can come to walk this journey with, and also the value of these scriptures, faith combined with science to actually, put it together for the whole healing. So it's not just one or the other, you're fully healing.
Yes.
And yeah, and then also recognizing that we're like onions. I mean, I use that illustration a lot too. We got to peel back the layers, right? And so what we think is holding us back may not even be what's actually the thing that's holding us back. And so peeling that away and doing the work, which is uncomfortable. Would you say yes with that?
Oh, very, 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 yes.
So, Melanie, for someone that sees themselves, in a place where they feel stuck or they have these goals and they just can't seem to reach them, or like you said, went through a traumatic experience and you knew and recognized that you needed healing from that. What would be one practical step that they could take to start to move towards that?
With everything, two things are important. One, I asked the ladies, if you could wave a magic wand, what would your life look like right now? Like, don't put in, but, I need. Like, what, if we could solve your problem and just wave magic wand, what would your life look like? And that could go no matter what the problem is. Trauma, grief. I mean, that gives me a starting point. On the trauma transformation, which is the name of my program, I made it as a 1950s road trip. And I did that on purpose. Well, one, I just love the 1950s and that iconic Ford pickup truck and the pinup lady and all the things. I love that. But to me, I wanted to give the actual visualization of a road trip. And in the program, in that video, that series that I made, in the step one is really two main parts. One, where are we going? Because if you don't know your goal, then how can you get there? And not a vague goal. I feel like that's the problem that we've all done in the past, possibly, where it's a vague goal. Like, I want more money. Awesome. How much money? What do you actually realistically need? Why do you need this money? Are you trying to pay off something? You want more comfort? Put a number on it. The same thing with trauma or grief. I was first starting my journey. I mean, I didn't even know what part of me I needed to fix first. So I had to just say, okay, what is the number one thing that's bothering me? For me, it was numbness. I had went from someone who felt things so deeply. I lived life so just big in my heart. And the trauma took that away from me. I was so numb, I couldn't feel my kids' hugs. I had grandbabies be born. I just wasn't feeling things. Now, God gives us protection, and that's why we numb. But obviously, we don't want to stay that way. So I had to identify that because at that time, I lost everything. I mean, I had to move. I had to restart a job. I mean, there's a ton of things that could have went on that list, but I had to narrow it down. So that's my step one. Narrow down to where you want to be and get very detailed in your goal. Then the next step is look at it like a road trip, like on a journey, and not focus on what steps you're going to take to get there at first. Let's identify why you weren't able to take the journey in the first place. So I tell them, first we're going to see what we're not going to take on the trip. What has held you back from being able to do this? Because if you had all the tools and you could get in the car and go, then you would already went. But like a metaphorical road trip, do you have gas in your tank? Is there things in the car you don't need? Is the windshield broken? Are you only looking in the, back? Are you be able to even look for? What are the things we need to do to pack this bag? And more importantly, what are we not going to put in that bag? The guilt, the shame, for me, what was keeping me numb. I had to identify that. I don't want to take this numbness with me. Trying to leave that at the door. I'm trying to get away from it. So really, no matter what their goal is, the two main thing is, one, where are we going? And be as detailed as possible. Either it's grief, you've lost a loved one. You can't do anything about that. But how do you want to feel? How is this holding you back from your day-to-day life or budget or trauma? And then step two is, what are we not going to bring with us on the journey? Then when you identify those two pillars, then we'll start putting in the pieces on how we're going to get there.
Thank you for that. Oh my goodness. I love the idea of a 50s road trip. Like it sounds to me like you make this journey, which can be a difficult journey and a challenging, uncomfortable journey, that you actually make it kind of fun and enjoyable.
I try to. That whole Route 66 mindset of being in the truck with the windows down. I mean, I had to put myself there. I mean, just be that 50s girl was where I had to do it.
I love that. And I mean, who doesn't feel free when they're on like a highway with the windows down and just going for it, you know? That's such a great illustration and a great picture. Ah, I love that. Okay, this is so good. I want to get a little bit more into goal setting with you because I know that's a big part of what you do and giving ourselves grace in that process and stuff. But before we do, Melanie, can you just tell us where people can find you, how they could reach out to you? Because it sounds like your program is amazing. And so if anybody's interested in joining your program or following along with where they can learn from you, where can they contact you or learn from you?
I'd say the easiest thing is the website. So that's Melanie, Melanie, counseling.com. And in the website, there's a message board, and you can just send me a message and I can get in touch with you and we can connect. That would be the easiest. On social media, Melanie Love Counseling is what it is.
Okay. And that's so Facebook and Instagram, both?
Yes, Melanie Love Counseling.
Okay, this is good. Okay, let's get just a little bit into goal setting. I feel like it's such a fine balance. Why set goals with my ladies that are come to me for health and hormone balance and weight loss and that. But it can be a fine balance because for some people, setting big goals can actually trigger things in them or make it more difficult. What would you recommend for setting goals as we go into this new year?
Make it small. Make your goals small and attainable. I feel like that's the pressure we put on ourselves when we're getting started. We think that we need to run a marathon from the couch, and that is not how that marathon runner got there. I worked with a lady that had physical element happen to her, and she went from just being up and moving to really having instant limitations on her physical. And when I was working with her, that was a little different than I normally do. But what I had really realized is that you have to have grace with yourself and you have to really look at the small wins in life. And when I mean the small wins, they can be as simple as I woke up this morning, I took a shower, I accomplished one thing on my list today, and I am up and moving. And my mind is set going the right direction. I mean, they say do the best right thing, you know? And if you fall at 5 p.m., you realize I have not done anything that I meant to do today. Awesome. You're not asleep yet. It's 5 p.m. Let's do it now. Just having grace and removing all that noise. Social media, all the different avenues out there, we are bombarded with information right now. And we have so many people telling us what to do, what worked for them. And what they have left out is all the little steps that got them there. And just remember, as we have the Olympics coming up, the Winter Olympics coming up. Well, I hate to break it to everyone, but they didn't get to be at the Olympics because they woke up one morning and said, I'm going to go down this crazy ski slope. No, it was baby steps. They had to learn what skis were, how to wear them, so that's really what I tell the ladies. Just be gentle, start small, realize that you weren't meant to know it all. And when you see these people that have all the information out there, remember they started just tiny too. We all do.
I love that. Exactly. And I tell my ladies that it's not the big things that we do occasionally, it's the little things consistently done day after day after day that adds up to the results that we want.
Exactly. And just have grace on yourself.
I love that. What a good mindset to go into a new year with. Yes, I have goals. I have things I want to achieve. We all have healing that we can continually be on a journey of healing. But in the process, remember to have grace and to just do the next right thing, the next best thing, like you mentioned there, and to consistently just do something each day that's going to add up to the results instead of putting all this pressure on ourselves. We got to achieve these big goals and we got to do everything right away. No, because that we've learned by now that doesn't work, right? It's having grace
Yes.
with yourself and the journey and who you become in the journey, which is amazing.
Yes.
Love that. Love that. Okay. Anything else you'd like to add, Melanie?
I think that's about it. Thank you
So
so
good.
much.
And you're just so sweet. This is awesome. Okay, let's do some rapid fire questions then so people can get to know you a little bit better. All right. What's your favorite healthy food?
I think the oddest thing is seaweed. I love dried seaweed.
That's so
And
good.
I know it's like rich in different vitamins and different things. And actually, my children, she's grown now, my 26-year-old and my 15-year-old, they eat it with me. We get those little packets and we can just eat them. And I think that's probably the oddest healthy thing.
I love that. You know what? It's so good for you. And I wish I liked it. I just can't stand it. But my grandkids like it. So funny to me to watch them just open a package of seaweed and eat it. And then I'm like, don't let your face show it. Don't let your face show. I'm like, that's great. Eat your seaweed. That's awesome. In my mind, I'm like, I cannot stand the taste of it, but I wish I did because it's so good for you.
And okay, so the oddest thing my son got from me is also sardines. And he has been known to put sardines and seaweed together. He says, they're both in the sea, so it goes together. So some people think it's just nauseous, but I was like, I can't imagine like what a power pack snack that is for him with all the different, the healthy fats and everything. But anyway.
So healthy. Oh my goodness. Amazing. I can't do it, but that's amazing. Okay. Question number two, favorite place you've ever traveled to?
I want to go back. I was a teenager. I was in Girl Scouts at the time. And every year we went on a trip. I live in the United States. And one year, the senior class got to pick where they wanted to go. But we went to Switzerland. There's a chalet. A Girl Scouts have a chalet there, and it was just magical there. And that definitely has stood out. I've been blessed to travel all over the place, and I have to say that something about that trip was magical for me. So I would say in Switzerland.
Amazing. I've never been, but the pictures look incredible. That's so great.
Nutrition and freshness. They don't have the preservatives, and the food really added to my experience. And just being able to taste, I know chocolate's not good for us, but in the way they made it, it was pure than what I'm used to here. And even tasted like it could be good for you. So everything they did was just very different and good.
That's the thing, right? European countries there, it's non-GMO everything. And it's just like you can eat things there that you couldn't eat here because it doesn't have all the chemicals in it. Our bodies don't react. It's just incredible. Yes. Okay, Melanie, one more question. What is something that may surprise us to know about you?
There's two things, I guess, when I'm asked. One, I say I'm an only child with two brothers. So my parents were married, and then, of course, I'm their only child. And then my dad got remarried, and then I got two brothers. So that was a major mind shift. And I am called Granny by three cutie pies, and they are my world. But yes, I'm a granny. And
Wow.
by birth, not married. My beautiful daughter has three beautiful children, and it definitely shifted my world for sure.
Isn't it just the best thing ever? Oh my goodness. Yes.
It is. And what I had said earlier, part of my journey was I wanted to be the best version of myself for them. I mean, I wanted to be a healthy granny. Who doesn't want that? They look at you with such purity of love and knowing that yes, my actions were loving, but knowing that I wasn't able to really feel that in my heart the way that I knew I could was a major motivator for me to get well. Like I can't stay stuck. Luckily, it was just the oldest grandbaby at the time when I was going through this journey. So by the time that the other two were born, I got to be there when they were born and hold them and feel truly that love and that warmth. And I am so grateful to God that I healed in time to feel that because I didn't really with the first one. And that's so heartbreaking because there definitely is something special about grandbabies. I love my babies, but there's something different about those grandbabies for sure.
Yeah, that's true. And what's interesting with that is that when we're in pain or trauma like that or stuck, we don't always recognize that there's things like that that we're not feeling, we're not sensing until you heal and you get on the other side of it. And then it's like your eyes are open. And then you're so, so grateful that you went through the journey and the uncomfortableness of healing because now your life is just, it's like your eyes are open. It's like seeing in color.
Yes,
I
definitely.
love this. Thank you for this conversation, Melanie. This has been incredible. People can reach out to you. You told us how through your website, social media. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for sharing your story and allowing God to use your journey to lead you to your destiny of where you are now, using that to now help other women. You are now what you needed at the time. Now you're there for other women to bring that. So thank you for doing that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in today. If this episode spoke to you even in the smallest way, would you do me a quick favor? Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Leave a like or a review because it truly helps the message reach more women who need it. And if someone came to mind while you were listening, share this episode with her. You never know. Your share might be the spark that changes her entire season. I'm grateful you're here, walking this journey of renewal and radiance with me. And until next time, keep choosing to design a life you love.